Hi, welcome to our channel. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today, and we hope that maybe we can turn this into a series.
Today we are going to be reviewing STAYC's newest release, their third single album, We Need Love.
We Need Love features title track Beautiful Monster, as well as 2 new songs, I Like It and Love, and a remix of their hit single, Run to You. STAYC songs are produced by BEP, a duo behind some of K-pop's biggest hits, such as Twice's Likey, Sistar's Touch My Body, and GOT7's If You Do.
We're going to take an in-depth look at the music production and the singing behind these tracks and have some discussions about them along the way.
And this review wouldn't be complete if there wasn't just a little bit of fangirling over the STAYC girls, so feel free to join us.
We're going to be pausing and rewinding a bit along the way, so if you haven't heard these songs all the way through, make sure to stream We Need Love and then come back. So, we've been listening to STAYC for a while now. How did we get into them?
So I first listened to STAYC when ASAP blew up, and then we watched a lot of covers and their videos and just admired their live vocals. And then once Young Love came out, we became full-on sweets.
That's a STAYC poster in the background. So both of us have heard the album already, so this won't be a live reaction, but we will go over some of the parts that make these songs great.
So without further ado, music, cue.
That slide guitar still gets me.
It's going down.
Okay, and our first pause of the break. The intro gives me Church's vibes.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like with the synths
The
and
synth.
it gives me Church's. So just going back to the beginning.
STAYC girls, it's going down. Anyway, yeah,
Real guitar sounds so nice. The staccato makes it sound really good. Do you hear the little? So every time she goes,
There's a little bit of breathing.
yeah, it creates a lot of depth for her voice. It's already a very breathy take, and it has like very like profound
lower,
reverb.
Yeah.
But it's to give it even more, which makes it fills out the space so well in that. And it keeps going. That harmony is so nice.
The harmony there is so good.
Which one? Okay.
It's so blah.
You want to try that again?
No.
Okay, so I really like here what they do with the melody that goes on here. For some reason, I'm a sucker for whenever it goes back to the dun dun. Like, if I can get it.
Three hours later.
I don't know if that can get picked up, but it kind of goes to a C sharp minor there, which is kind of nice on that second high one. That's a C sharp minor right there. F, it's the 4 to the 4 minor right there, which is really nice.
Yeah, there's like a little like
Yeah, that
Kinda
synth
like in
that goes
Psycho.
around. Yeah, exactly.
where
And
it like goes around.
it follows around in the circle, but also I don't know if you catch the like orchestral hits, like the dun. That's also a thing that is in Psycho.
Oh.
Like, hold on. if I can just play a quick little excerpt of that.
너무 잘 알고 날 우린 참 별나고 이상한 소식에 웃겨 안아 You got me feeling like a psycho 우리 보고 말해
Yeah, so it reminded me a lot of Psycho when I was listening to it. So we were at like 105 for this. And then we have that thing that's sounds so good. She and you are so good.
Yeah, she's like really pushing herself.
Oh yeah.
Cause Yoon like scream sings.
Mm-hmm.
So Sheehan's trying to like match her energy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really pushing herself. But she sounds great.
So this part I really like. Okay, so that part, I don't know if you noticed, but it's like a thing that they kind of mess with the EQ there a bit. So it makes the guitar sound like super boxy and like it's coming out of a radio. Mm-hmm. And then they slowly, as they expand the waves out like on the high side, like the higher frequencies, as those come in.
You can hear the strums.
Yeah, that's
better.
when you start hearing everything else. So it like sounds like it's like in a box and it's caged.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. And then you expand the EQ back out to where it brings in the full body, and that's where you get that cool effect. But it's so good because they also do this in a later part of the song, kind of, but with pads, and it's a really cool take on it. But that harmony right there is nice. This part is so nice.
This makes me want to dance like Baby Group. That harmony.
I love that drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. That synth is so nice too. So just I really like this because so Sumin's words are going kind of along the same path as this, mm-hmm. but they're going a lot faster. So it's like this kind of keeps the rhythm flowing underneath, and then her voice carries you along, like, so it makes you kind of bop a little bit. So it's pretty cool.
I love how they drop the background vocals when she says, "I'm so cold."
Let me see. Yeah, and so just to illustrate what that the 4 to the 4 minor is, let me get my guitar. So the song is in the key of F sharp minor, or F sharp, sorry. So the F sharp would be the 1, and then the 4 is going to be a B major. So the B major is, raise myself up a little bit. So the B major is going to be here. So then we play the B major, and then the 4 minor is just going to be turning that into minor. So that's kind of what Seun, whenever Seun's part comes in at that pre-chorus, that's what this does.
I'm so cold.
feel like whenever I hear those chords, it kind of feels it feeling like unfinished. So it's like it makes you like, oh, I want to hear more.
Yeah, and it's a very common thing in a lot of pop songs, and they did say that they wanted to take a more of like a poppy approach to this album, less like idol music is what they said, more just like pop or whatever. And there's a countless amount of songs that do this. Like there's a Bruno Mars song that does it. I'm trying to remember. It's When I Was Your Man, whenever he goes, did all the things I should have done when I was your man. So that's also a 4 to the 4 minor. And it's just a common thing that happens in a lot of these pop songs it's supposed to be sad and supposed to make you feel like incomplete, I guess. So it creates some of that like melodic dissonance. Like it's outside of the realm of your tonic.
Happy.
Yeah. So it kind of brings it to a different spot. So it's really cool that they do it in that pre-chorus with that guitar, because it makes it sound very musical and nice. So, and then right after that, they jump into this super bright, like bouncy, like with kind of this blaring, like boom, right into the chorus, and it creates for a great contrast for that. So it goes. Wait, sorry, we're gonna go back a little bit.
Oh, I love that part so much.
This bridge is so good. They bring back the intro pretty much, and they drop pretty much everything.
No, with all the vocals, I mean, I was telling Gami this, but like it reminds me of like H2O.
And we're back. Sorry, we had a bit of technical issues with our camera. The battery died. So let's get back into this. Okay, that harmony right there. There's like I want to say 3 different vocals going on there. Like there's a
Probably.
good layering there. Oh, it's so bouncy. So one of the things that they do also, they make it bounce like this in your ear, which is really nice.
No, I've said this reminds me of like mermaids or like sirens singing. Like it's so like bringing you in.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah, 넌 beautiful monster. 넌 날 아프게 할
See, here they do the thing again with the EQ. They bring in the pad.
Yes, I know. Yeah, 넌 beautiful monster.
Sheehan's. Oh,
Love is love is
Wow. Just amazing.
Sheehan's-
Just so
Sheehan's
good.
range.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, there were so many cool things going on in that song. So obviously the vocals are really good. But just there's so much going on in the back of the music, which is very interesting, at least to me. Like there's a few comparisons to be drawn to other hit songs like we did with Psycho, just because of the things that they do, like the hit that comes in the chorus and
then
the little
synth that's-
arpeggiated synth. Yeah, it's like a little arpeggio that goes around like a little ring around you. So those are really cool things. But just I really like the fact that they decided to go with like
An acoustic guitar.
an acoustic
Yeah.
guitar, actual instruments, which is really cool.
Not like the most common in like pop.
Yeah, and
It's a lot of just synth and like, you know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like cool like staccato stuff that's going on, like muting, and there's interesting techniques even within that. and it just makes it makes for a really, really good song. I've heard this song
What I was
multiple
saying
times.
was that it's not the overly pop summer songs that we're hearing a lot, where they're like really bright and in your face and like just overall like they're great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very mellow, more of like a camp feel to it, like in the music video where they are kind of like around a little fire and she has the acoustic guitar like in the middle of a field.
Mm-hmm.
A very mellow feel to it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any last comments on this song?
STAYC Girls is going down.
All right. All right. Now let's move on to the second track. I Like It.
햇살은 눈부셔 I got my shades on 공기는 포근해 The ocean is so blue You know I like the feel 모든 걸 맡긴 채 That's right yeah I like it I like it yeah 꾸미지 않아도 괜찮아 what 맛부리지 않아도
This reminds me a lot of like I want to say Stereotype. It also
It reminds me of So look at unit right now.
yeah,
Like
but
slow down.
slow down a little bit, but just I guess that album in general, it has a lot of that same sound as their Stereotype album. But yeah, there's like
I like
a little bit
that
of
in their
slowdown, a little bit of
voices. If you
Stereotype.
listen, they like exhale a lot in their words. They're like shades on,
All right,
especially like Isa's part.
let's take a look into that. Yeah.
햇살은 눈부셔 I got my shades on 공기는 포근해 The ocean is so blue You know I like the feel 모든 걸 맡긴 채 That's right yeah I like it I like it yeah
So-
꾸미지 않아도 괜찮아 what 맛부리지 않아도 지금 좀 급하다고 편하게 입고서 hurry 어딘가 멀리 떠나
The bass line in this is actually ridiculous. Like when I was first listening to this, I was like, it's a pretty simple track, and for the most part it is. Like this kind of continues throughout the rest of the verse, and or like the first verses in the chorus or whatever. At least the guitar part does. But then I started hearing the bass that comes in this second part.
꾸미지 않아도 괜찮아 맛부리지 않아도 지금 좀
yeah.
급하다고 편하게 입고서 hurry 어딘가 멀리 떠나자 빨리 We need a little break Yeah, we need a break
Yeah, that like it's a very nice, and it's so weird that the bass is turned down as much as it is. Maybe that's for the stylistic purposes of like it being a K-pop song. A lot of the times you don't want the like instruments to kind of
Outshine the vocals.
yes, but more so you don't want them to come in on parts where there has to be a dance section. Because sometimes these instruments hit or like the dance moves need to hit at certain specific points. So you don't want it to kind of hit at a different spot that it would affect the dance or how it looks.
Yeah,
So-
the impact of the dance.
Yeah, so that's why I think maybe that's what was their thinking behind turning the bass as down as they did. Because if you think of songs like, at least like some of the more prominent songs that have come out recently, a bunch of like Bruno Mars songs and like Dua Lipa with Future Nostalgia.
Heavy bass.
Yeah, a lot of bass sounds that are like, it hits every single time. And that's nice when it's carrying the song, but when you have to dance that also works with it, it might
Yeah.
affect it.
I
So,
like that we're hearing a lot more of Jay's like natural voice, because in a lot of songs, you know, she does heavily rely on like a Dua Lipa voice, you know.
yeah, interesting that we're
And-
bringing her up.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump back
어딘가
in.
멀리 떠나자 빨리 We need a little break Yeah, we need a break 모두 다 잊고서
Super funky bass line.
Stop the feeling
that really, really high part.
I think it was Silent.
Yeah.
Silent's been improving so it's so crazy. Like now she gets really like
Great
high lines. And just like it's been kind of really cool to see just how good she has gotten, like how much more stable.
She's improved.
Yeah, because I mean there's still a bunch of like live performances where
Her
like
voice
her
is
voice cracks,
cracking, yeah.
but she's so good.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
She was so stable.
Yeah, that was super cool. I don't know if you hear that. There's like a little like organ in the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool because it's super light, but it's like a little organy sound.
They changed up how they were singing there. Yeah, the bass is so good.
Shein as a rapper?
Yeah, they're all rapping in this one. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I popped a little bit. Sorry, we're gonna go back.
They heard our cries.
For some reason, the bass line in this section gives me a lot of reggae vibes.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
super reggae to me at least. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I was saying they heard our cries because Shein was rapping during KCON.
Yeah, Blackpink's Duru Duru. She had Jenny's part,
I think so.
I think. Yeah, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Super reggae. Especially the tone of the bass.
And it sounds like they're using like actual drums too. We have you.
Yeah, even the guitars have a very like reggae sound to them, like the like just kind of like the stabs that they have with like a bunch of reverb. It comes in.
You know it's the time, you better go out. 너무 팽팽 그래 everyday listen like it 좀 let's chill and refresh. 너무
And then you rapping too.
ain't nobody's perfect. 시간은 또 달았나 아무리 발버둥을 쳐봤자 에이 모든 것 뜻대로 되지 않아. 괜찮아 네 탓이 아니잖아. 햇살은 눈
I love when they do the little like
all of them.
Yeah,
like, at the
like
same,
kind of
I think
like-
that's like we were saying, like I think that's like a really BEP thing. In a lot of his songs, he brings in like a little part
yeah.
where they like kind of all sing
Mm-hmm.
at the same time.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's really cool. And they have a constant like harmony going in the back that's like pretty light that you hear throughout. So it's
또 달았나 아무리 발버둥을 쳐봤자 에이 모든 것 뜻대로 되지 않아. 괜찮아 네 탓이 아니잖아. 햇살은 눈부셔 I got my shades on 공기는 포근해
It's just nice and chill.
You know I like the feel 모든 걸 맡긴 채 That's right yeah I like it I like it
Her voice is so clear.
I don't know. What does this remind you of?
A little kid song.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a specific song, but I can't remember what it reminds me of. I don't know. It's all right. All right. Thoughts on that?
It's my second favorite song of the mini album. But I think it's just like I like just the feel of it, it's very vibey.
Yeah.
It has a really nice like, little funk to it.
Yeah.
So
I think my favorite part is that they used real instruments. Like
yeah.
they used real drums. The guitar.
I think that might be a thing like in the album.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like they used real drums. Like the bass is super cool, and then the guitar is like typical electric guitar. So it's a really cool song, and I was glad to hear like new things by the members, like Sheehan rapping, and just hearing like Sehun expand her range and things like that. It's a really good song that shows off a lot of their best qualities and a lot of new qualities as well.
Yeah. They're not afraid to like get out of their comfort zones, which is a great thing.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the third song, which is Love.
내게서 벗어나지 못하는 중 이별 그게 그래 누군가는 아파하며 시작해 어려워서는 난 그래 아직 몰라.
So one of the things when I was listening to this in the car, I had to turn this up a lot because I think for some reason this one is kind of balanced a little bit differently, where especially at the starting point the voices are so much lower. They're probably like 3 or 4 dB lower than what the rest of the songs are at. But I like how it comes in really subtle, and the like intro is like a cool little like almost, it gives me like an indie pop guitar kind of vibe. Like this whole song gives me like a mashup of like indie pop with like K-pop. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Back to a real nice funky bass line. I love pianos like that, like the electric piano, where it's like ding, like it's super like
punchy.
Yeah, like I love that sound, and it's not used much anymore because it's a very like 80s kind of sound. But it's one of those things that like they're
when I was
trying a
listening
bunch of
to
things.
it, I was like noticing like this has a very 80s feel to it. Like, I mean, recently there's been a lot of songs that come out that have like a 80s kind of feel, but they brought it in a different way.
Yeah, there's been a resurgence of the 80s for sure, but yeah, this is like a completely
this.
new take on it.
Yeah,
so it's
take.
really cool. So there's two pianos going on. There's the one that's doing the like high, ding,
like kind of sparkly.
Yeah, and there's a lower one that's a boom, 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 boom kind of thing. So the combination of the two is like, it's really cool. Like they're using a lot of cool instruments and cool sounds, and like good on BEP for trying something that is kind of different for the industry. It's a deviation from where everybody else is going at the minute right now. So it's really cool.
Especially like right now with it being summer.
Yeah, there's a lot of good summer comebacks, but this feels fresh in a different way. Like a lot of good summer comebacks too, and this is just slightly different. So I like it.
They're like setting themselves apart from everyone else.
Yeah.
They like we always say like they're like really revolutionary.
Yeah, it's really cool. So.
Is that a guitar?
Yeah. The only thing that isn't a real instrument is the drums. I love this little riff that they have here. It's so cool. You just vibe out.
Did you hear Jay's little like lower?
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
She has a lower.
Show
like,
me where.
No, not that far back.
That?
But like, no, like closer. She does like the last duddy dum de dum dum, and she's like lower.
Oh, it's so good. We're back. Okay. I'm trying to think who this reminds me of. Because to me, this is a very like alternative indie sound.
Don't forget me. 가슴이 뛰면
Oh, that like reverby guitar is super
Yeah.
cool. Who does...
It reminds me of like in like 2016 or something, like the music that would like be in YouTube videos, and it was like very like
Oh, go ahead, continue.
no, and it was very like just like I don't know, like a lot of YouTubers would use like that style of music.
I was saying that I was thinking of this at least. This song is like an indie pop song that would play at the mall.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's
There
an
you
indie
go.
pop song that would play at the mall. So it's
Like
kind
at
of cool.
H&M.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is necessarily a good comparison, but it does give me like kind of like a Tame Impala kind of feel to it with like the funky bass lines, the cool guitar.
Yeah, the funky bass line is like very, very like Tame Impala.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of other bands that are very similar to like maybe like the 1975, things like that. Like it does give me kind of this style of music at least.
Yeah.
Which, like they said, is a deviation from what is being done in K-pop right
Yeah,
now. So,
it's not like idol music.
but
순간에 널 떠올릴 거야. Don't forget me.
That like sassy.
노래하고 싶어. Don't forget me. 눈을 감으면
Seems like
노래하고 춤을 추는 우리가 보이니 우와. 눈을 감으면 노래하고 춤을 추는 우리가 보이니 우와.
that is such a nice harmony.
I
love the climbing up.
Did you hear that? Like,
Huh?
there was like a really high like piano or something. I don't know.
Let's take a listen. Oh, it's like a descending piano. Let me see if I can find it. So, this is one of the cool things of the like progression here is it's climbing up. Like every chord climbs up. So even there, so it's two goes. No. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so sorry. Okay, I think I found it. Let's see if I'm going to turn myself up and see if this can catch it. So it goes. It goes.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, something like that. It's similar at least. It's like a C to C sharp to D sharp up, and then it descends back down. Something very similar at least.
Yeah, you know that. That's what that sounded like.
Oh,
In like, was it Slow Down Baby?
yeah. But yeah, it's like it's kind of cool that like this whole part is ascending, and then we have this descending little piano line. C sharp, D sharp, F sharp minor, C sharp, D sharp, F minor, G sharp. Just vibes.
가득 날리던 꽃들과 날 보고 오는 이 길
All the vocals.
That was so nice.
가득 날리던 꽃들과 날 보고 오는 이 길
It's
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Like it kind of it has a little bit of modal interchange. Forgot the word. It has a little bit of modal interchange there, where it borrows some notes from another mode, so it kind of sounds really interesting.
가득 날리던 꽃들과 날 보고 오는 이 길
Is that what it is? Does it borrow the F sharp major?
날 보고 오는 이 길
Did you hear the piano there?
Yeah, so it does. So it does actually bother the F sharp
Bother?
major, or the F major there. So throughout the previous part that we were just discussing, it goes C sharp. So it goes C sharp major, D sharp major, F sharp or F minor, and then a G sharp major. And then here it goes C sharp,
D
sharp, F minor, F major.
There was like a little piano that was kind of following Ice's voice for a second.
It's like a high one.
Right there.
Yeah, it's super subtle. It's just so nice. Another minor right there. Oh, wow. What a way to come back. Bring us back home. Send us there. So the interesting thing is, it's not just a guitar there. It's like a kind of like a synth backing up the guitar as well, because you hear a lot of the like staccato of the muting of the guitar that goes along as like kind of like a rhythm section to it, but it also like, let me just go back to that. Oh, that was not the right song. Let me go back to Love.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that happens when you mute a guitar.
Yeah.
And like it picks up kind of like the sound of just
The strings.
the strings getting hit by the pick, and it's just muted. So it has that like kind of rhythmy feel to it as well, but the line itself is backed up by a like kind of like a cool little synth that goes along with it. So it's pretty cool. Just overall, a great song. It kind of almost sounds like they have a wah pedal running on the guitar, which there's a bunch of like groups that are infamous for using it, but the biggest proponent to wahs in guitar music is Jimi Hendrix. He was like the first person to revolutionize the way that wah and distortion were used, kind of. So it's pretty cool. Like, and it helps create a nice like flowing effect for the, like I said, the muted parts, because it feels like waves. Like, and that's why they have that wave rushing in before the love. Yeah. So really, really cool song. This was my second favorite song of the album.
Yeah.
Beautiful Monster was my favorite, and
Beautiful
this
Monster
is my second favorite.
is really deserving of like being the title track.
Oh yeah. Oh, my favorite title track out there right now. Don't fight me for it. Okay. Now, any last comments before we move on to the last song?
Comments on what we've
On
heard or
love,
what we're
on
about
love.
to. Okay. On love. I love love.
Love. Just a really cool song as a whole. Does give me a lot of indie pop vibes.
Yeah. A very funky feel.
Yeah. It's really cool though. I love there's really good production. Like there's so many hidden little gems between like the soft piano that plays along with the vocals sometimes.
Yeah.
Or the cool little like muted guitar and the synth that goes along with it. The bass line is super nice too and subtle, but it hits really well. The vocals are tremendous.
Oh yeah, no, they hit some crazy notes that I'm just blown away constantly.
And really cool harmonies.
Oh yeah, their
Really cool
harmonies. They have a
harmonies.
lot of like background vocals like all the time that really fill out the space really, really nicely.
Yeah, I think my favorite part is that part in the bridge where we do end up getting that F major it is an F major that comes in. It's brightening up an already like really cool funky song. It brightens it up a lot more in that bridge, and then we come back into like a really nice like slow dropped music. I forget who's singing that part.
I think it's Isa.
Oh, okay. And then after that, write it back into the chorus to end it all off with some nice like instrumental and like a few little vocal takes in here and there.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
like how many like instrumental parts there are to it.
Oh yeah, I love that they're using instruments, and maybe that's just me being like a boomer mindset kind of thing, but I love when songs use real instruments. Makes me so happy. All right, last one. We're doing the Run to You TAK remix. TAK remix?
I think it's Tack.
Is it TAK? Okay.
I think.
The TAK remix.
Tack.
So this is obviously a take on Run to You, which was from YoungLove.com, one of STAYC's biggest songs, and it's a remix on it. So let's take a listen.
Run.
Again,
Yeah, we have that arpeggiated synth coming in again.
Until there, it reminded me of it was a Bruno Mars song like dun 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 dun. Marry you?
No. Your eyes, just the way you are. Yeah?
I think so.
'Cause you're amazing,
Yeah,
just the
but like
way.
the synth right there, like really, yeah.
Yeah, just the way you are. Let's take a quick peek into that one. The synth there. Let's take a listen at the synth.
Run.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't noticed it. Yeah. And then let's take a listen to Just the Way You Are. Yeah, it does follow a very similar line.
Yeah.
Good catch. That's awesome. All right, let's get back into this one.
Run.
And this synth almost has the sound of like an electric guitar with a bunch of distortion on it that is just like arpeggiated, which I'm not sure if that's exactly what they did, but it does sound very similar to that. Like at least the tone is. Sounds like a cowbell.
Yeah. That sounds cool.
That's kind of like an electric piano, but what I wish that they
When
had
they
done
move
there.
the little,
Huh?
when they move the little thing.
Yeah, sort of. But what I wish that they would have done is the what are those called? The voice boxes?
Oh.
Like
Yeah. When they like sing into like the little tube.
yeah, kind of like it's like the first person I think of that is like Stevie Wonder. Mm-hmm. Is that what it is called? Is this called a voice box?
Yeah. As far as I know.
The talk box.
Talk box. Okay.
It's a talk box, a vocoder, like yeah, I mean, it's pretty much that's kind of like so the I guess technical term for it is a vocoder. Kind of like if you can remember Tim Henson's archetype, like his neural DSP is a vocoder because that's what it does. It kind of like throws in some wonky tones whenever you put in chords. So that's it kind of like harmonizes for you in a different way. So that's kind of what I felt was going on with the electric guitar the arpeggiated guitar was the guitar was just an arpeggio. That's kind of what I felt was going on with that like electric piano, which is similar to the one that's used in one of the previous songs. But I really do wish that they had gone with like a kind of like more vocoder sound because that's what this gave me. This gave me a lot of 70s vibes. Like when this part comes in. Yeah. Like had I done
like a little. So many funny noises.
Yeah. Oh, I love when they drop back into this.
I love the piano here.
This song to me feels very Stevie Wonder inspired. And there's a part later on where I was like, this should have been a sax instead. Like so maybe this is just like the like musician producer in me talking, but if I would have done this in like a very similar way, I would have changed some of the voices of the instruments, I guess, like how I said with that like vocoded piano, like change it into more like a talk box kind of sound.
So out to you.
Here, just you had the opportunity to make that a sax.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity to make that a sax. The piano gives me
Go back.
do you hear me? I'm talking to you. Jason Mraz. It gives me Jason Mraz vibes with the like bounciness of it.
Oh my gosh, what's the song? I was thinking of the song that's like in Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs when the two squirrels are like in love.
You've lost me on that one. You've lost me.
No, think like Tame Impala, like what's that one song in his new album?
Borderline?
Yeah.
Borderline.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but still, it does feel. This one feels 70s. More like Stevie Wonder 70s, kind of like Superstition vibes. This part's interesting.
Again, the piano on Ice's parts are so good.
Yeah, I agree.
So
could have been a sax.
So I went to you. 선을 넘는 거라도 over and over. 나타도 괜찮아. I went to you. So I went to you. A little bit, little bit. A little bit, little bit. A little bit, little bit. I did nice. 네가 난 노래도 over and over. 나타도 괜찮아. I went to you. No, no, that's okay.
The piano here too.
And the bass.
I like how
along
it's
with
like,
it.
oh, the bass.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Like, it's super nice.
No,
They
I like how
fit
the
very well.
piano sounds a little bit more like sad, kind of, than the rest
Okay.
of the song.
No, no, that's okay, that's okay. 누가 뭐래도 no 괜찮아. 아플 거라도
Like again, think
상관없어.
borderline like Tame Impala. Like the piano sounds very similar.
Okay. I don't know if I want to pull it up. We've already gone so long. Well, maybe pull it up after.
Yeah.
But let's take a quick listen to that again.
That's okay, that's okay. 누가 뭐래도
It does go back down to a minor and it goes down.
상관없어.
It does descend.
나대로 생각해도 돼. 막지 못해 널 사랑하기
That part's so
때문에.
good. It's so cute.
It gives me, for some, maybe I'm just stuck in my old ways, but it does remind me a lot of Polyphia sounds. Like, it uses a lot of harmonics.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus. It uses a lot of harmonics, and it's, I don't know. It's a really interesting part there.
아플 거라도 상관없어. 멋대로 생각해도 돼. 막지 못해 널 사랑하기 때문에.
This part
That
gives me
sounds-
Polyphia.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah.
So I went to you.
Okay, just a quick break. So I'm sure there's probably like K-pop or like people that listen to mostly K-pop listening to this. So for those who don't know, Polyphia is a like instrumental band. It's like a progressive rock band, and they don't have a singer. They just have two guitarists, a bassist, and a drummer. And that for that reason, a lot of their songs are very guitar driven, and the guitar has to do a lot of these crazy sounds and use a lot of crazy techniques in order to make it sound interesting and good and create all of these things that they have to do without having a voice. So this just reminds me a lot of their tone. Like their guitar tone is this right here. Oh. Especially because it bounces like some arpeggiated chords in here, like like
yeah.
it. The whole part would be played by like, oh my
Tim
god, I keep-
Henson?
Yeah, that whole part would be played by Tim Henson. No, this is good.
So I went to you. So I went to you. Whatever, bye. 선을 넘는 거라도 over.
That gave me a lot of the most hated vibes. Like that
Yeah.
transition.
So I went to you.
Yeah.
So I went to you.
For sure.
Whatever, bye. 선을 넘는 거라도 over. 저도 괜찮아. I went to you. So I went to you. A little bit, little bit. A little bit, little bit. A little bit, little bit. I did nice. 네가 난 노래도 over and over. 저도
The piano here is so
I went to you.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. Wow. What a listen. This okay. Let's give our last thoughts on this before we continue to the album as a whole.
I think even though it doesn't use like as many real instruments as like the rest of the tracks, it like really it fills a spot in the album that like isn't taken by the other songs.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool because it's obviously it's completely different from what the original was, but I think it still has a lot of interesting musical elements to it. And like you said, it's not the same as the rest, but it does have its own unique feel to it, and it does add something to the whole of this little mini album.
Yeah.
I personally still feel like they could have leaned in more to the
Stevie,
70s sound of it, because it does sound very Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
like,
no, the sax could have been so cool.
oh no, now I'm stuck here.
In the loop of Stevie Wonder.
Yes. It might be Songs in the Key of Life, which is it's his 1976. If I can find Isn't She Lovely is here, which is, I guess enough. Yeah. Yeah, we'll say that one. Or Fulfilling This First Finale. That one's also one that reminds... Yeah, this is more what it reminds me of. So it reminds me a lot of Fulfilling This First Finale, his 1974 album, because songs like Heaven is 10 Zillion Light Years Away, it has that piano sound. You can even say that like more like Superstition and Isn't She Lovely have a lot of that, like they have that sax sound and the bass sounds that I was talking about, but it does give me 70s vibes. So I think they could have leaned into that a little bit more and then created a sort of fusion with what we now like know as prog rock, and I think it would have been a really, really cool sound. But that's just a personal take on it, and it was still a really good remix, and it was still really cool.
It's great. It's its own thing separate from Run to You while still being Run to You.
I like that way of putting it. So we just went through the 4 songs on the We Need Love single album. What did you think?
I honestly thought that it's really good. It's very different from their discography, from everything else going on in the industry. It's a very new sound in general because it's meshing, obviously, like music from like the 80s, the 70s, like very different feel to it, as well as like using a lot of real instruments. They're doing a lot of new things.
Yeah, it was a really cool album. I love the production behind it. BEP like knocked it out of the park. It was insane. Like you said, the real instruments was a real big plus for me. Like, Beautiful Monster had that acoustic guitar, super shimmery and nice. Yeah. A lot of really cool tones. I like it with the piano and the bass lines. And Love had I Like It. Which one was the one with the real drums? Was that I Like It? Okay, we're gonna take a quick pause. Yeah. Okay. So I Like It with that like super nice funky bass line. Love was the one that had the real drums coming in with the electric guitar and the bass, and had like super cool like organy sounds and light piano all over the place. So I really like that they incorporated a bunch of these sounds which aren't always incorporated in songs nowadays. And they had really good dynamics to the whole album, really. To me, my favorite song was Beautiful Monster, and my second favorite was Love. To me, I felt like I Like It lacked some of that dynamic sound that I personally enjoy, but it was still a really good listen, and throughout was great. Give me your rankings.
Oh, so my favorite, Beautiful Monster, and then my second favorite is I Like It. Just because it's like an easy listen. You can always like really, really like groove to it. Like, Love is great, but it's a very like, how do I put it? I don't know. I like when songs are very easy to follow along, very simple. I like simple songs, so.
Yeah, it is a very simple song. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Beautiful Monster was amazing. It was better than I could have expected, and I mean, that's saying a lot because I have really high expectations for this group, and they constantly just surpass them and blow me away.
Yeah.
So they were all super talented, great vocals. Yeah, I can't wait for them to like keep promoting this album.
Yeah, no, they have like a crazy team behind them that does like phenomenal music, phenomenal. I mean, they have one of the best producers, and they have some crazy vocals as well that like, I mean, they have Jay with like a super deep voice. They have Sheehan and Yoon with like really high vocals and strong vocalists as well. Sumin, who's a very stable singer.
So in Beautiful Monster, I didn't say it then, but Sumin has really nice head voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like her head voice in that is like so pure and sweet that I hope that they continue to use her in that same way a lot more.
Yeah.
Because it was something that they don't really ask her to do that as much. They keep her at like a pretty stable ground, and then they'll have her do raps and things like that. But her head voice was really nice in this, and so was Seun's in most of these tracks. Like she had some higher notes, and she was able to fill that range pretty comfortably, I would say.
Yeah, no, they all have like their little niches that they fall into that like makes them like all together beautiful, like such a beautiful sound. And they complement each other very well.
Yeah. So that was our review of We Need Love. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some of our jumbo mumbo exciting or interesting.
And maybe this inspires you to listen a little bit more to like even this album or others as well, because they have a lot of cute little tidbits.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really nice intricacies and things like that they keep you engaged and they keep you listening multiple times. Every time that you listen, you come back and you hear something a little bit new. Yeah. So it's really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed our breakdown, and I hope you enjoyed STAYC's third single album, We Need Love. Stream We Need Love. Stan STAYC.